Hey, what's up, everybody? How we doing? Welcome, Green Chili Bear. What's up, homie? HMC, good to see you. Yo, can you guys give me an audio check? This is going to be kind of like an open fire, sort of. I'm just going to be flipping through some pictures, but I got some gravy to ladle. So, yeah, good to see you. What is it, Monday? Happy Monday. Just got done with work. So we'll let people file in. How's the music and how's the audio? If you guys don't mind giving me a mic check, 1, 2. And thanks again for everybody showing up. Andrea D, good to see you. As always, Mr. Brees, my homie, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Canada Dummy, good to see you. Cool. Okay, HMC, I appreciate that. Thanks for the feedback. How is the audio too loud or too low? This is going to be a cool, easy flow. Much less nerve-wracking than my last one. If it didn't come across, I was extremely nervous in my Dragons episode. So I hope y'all liked it. But in this one, let's do a quick preview. So let's get off. That's the Buffalo skyline. If anybody was hip to that, I found that in the Buffalo Museum when I was with the family a couple months back. Tuesday morning. Hey, Michael Joshua, good to see you, man. Welcome. Sounds good. I got a sounds good from Ken Dummy. Thank you, sir. Oh, we got buffering a little. I should be good on my Wi-Fi, so that's the kind of bugs we want to work out right now. But just, I would say, if it is buffering, hit refresh, and we'll go from there. So let's do one thing here. Yeah, welcome everybody. This is Bushwhacking History with Berserker Bear. A quick 1-2. What we're going to do is what you see on the screen here. I've been meaning to share this book with you for pretty much ever since my YouTube channel has been out. And I finally got around to doing it. So what it is just what you see. We're going to read. Now, this is from my library, my grandfather's collection and my great-grandmother's collection. And it's an illustrated handbook of art history by Frank J. Roos, Jr. Copyright dated 1937. And got it right here, just let's see here. Show you guys. It's rather old and it is kind of falling apart. But we're going to go through the first 100 pages of this book. I'm finally getting around to doing it. The best way I was thinking of, I tediously went through and took pictures of the first 100 pages, and each page has about 4 or 5 pictures on it of sculptures and architecture from, well, let's show you the contents here. Now, as I stated, we're going to go through page 1 through 101. And it's going to show us prehistoric art, Egyptian art, Mesopotamian art, all that. Everything that you see here, we're going to go through that. And each picture, they're extremely beautiful buildings in the old world. We'll show the name of it, also the date of it. And again, all I wanted to do was showcase it for you. I've been meaning to do this for a very long period of time. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, here we go. Prehistoric art, Egyptian art, Mesopotamian art. We're going to be focused on pages 1 through 101, and each page has about 5 pictures. Well, let's show a little preview. We'll read that, and this is what the pages look like. Each page is like this, and they have the name. So we're going to go through each one. We're going to scroll down and see the name of them. If anybody has any direct feedback or knows it or has been there, that's what I'm looking for. Or if you just want to sit there and watch along with us, it eventually gets into architecture. Very cool architecture. So what we'll do is we'll go like this. Oh, that's A. Look at that. That's the Acropolis, Athens. Restoration. I presume that who's ever in parentheses is the author or the artist. But that's what we're going to do. Some of these look like they're drawing renderings. Some of them look like they're pictures. We're not going to get into that conjecture. I'm just going to present it. Now, let's get into some, first off, introductory gravy. And I'll come back in the chat and say what's up and leave that on the screen for you. So we got marker 113. Appreciate that. Welcome. And let's just do autoplay here. All right. And bear with me while I get my bearings as I'm live. So we're going to do that. Welcome again, marker 113. I'm also going to show you right now. Yesterday, I went to go see my homie Rad Bear out in Kendall, New York, and we went to see a couple different places. That video is going to be out soon. Here goes a preview of it. I'm putting it together right now, but I was here yesterday, and it looks like it's right in the middle of Middle Earth. This is in Pittsford, New York, Pittsford. And again, I was there with Rad Bear. This is yesterday, and this is just a preview. So soak it in, y'all, because I'll probably have this one out in the next couple days. How's the audio, guys? I can't hear right now. Okay. So yeah, these are two old canals lined up right next to each other, and they're just over a berm, right next to a Wegmans, right next to a huge parking lot, and it dips down into the Terra. I'm not going to get too much into it right now. Again, this is just a preview, but look at that block work. I honestly felt that I was in Middle Earth, or like walking around in the game Shadow of the Colossus. And to cite games, and if you could see my shirt, keep it classic. I'm going to be having a gaming video coming out soon, something that I want to do aside from just a regular research of things. I'm a gamer. I've been a gamer my whole life. So keep a heads up for that. That'll be out soon with, I'll be doing that with Liberty Stud Bear. So that's down the pike also. Yeah, this is unbelievable. The block work was, I just couldn't believe how impeccable it was. I didn't realize that when you look down into it, because we're underneath the ground level here. I didn't realize that it was going to be so lush and green. That patch of green is just, it was something to behold, at least. Yeah, Michael Joshua Lewis, possibly. That's where I've already sent some pictures to the Telegram for Paul Cook. So, of course, I always shout him out. He's the man for the geopolymer. And I am in communication with him, and he already did see pictures of these. So that's how we're going to network. Everybody show some love to Paul Cook. Oi, brava, easy tigers. So yeah, this video will be out within the next couple days. And we're going to do an in-depth. I'll have Robbie on with me. And we'll go back and forth because he grew up in this area of Kendall, New York. They're suburbs of Rochester. And they have the Erie Canal going through them. So within my work of trying to see if the Erie Canal was more ancient than we're told, was it a series of rivers? Was it connected to were the Vikings here, grabbing fur pelts out of the interior, using it as a portage around Niagara Falls? That's the work I'm doing whenever I go any place on the Erie Canal. Because that's my hypothesis. I think Vikings were here in the Viking Age. And there goes Robbie. He sent me home with a awesome home care or a home package from that patch that you see behind him and from his chickens that he has. So thanks again, brother. And we got a lot more work to do. So on my way there, check this out. There is a place called Culvert Road here in Buffalo. And I don't have the picture, of course, up right now. But it is the only road under the Erie Canal and Ripley's, believe it or not. culvert road built in 1823. We're going to talk more about this with Robbie on that video. But on my way to get to his house, this is about a 56-minute ride outside of Buffalo to get to this place right here, Culvert Road. And I'm going to turn down the music, and I want you to hear. I previewed this on my YouTube channel and my IG because it was so interesting to me. I wanted to share it immediately. But we're going to listen to it again, and we're going to go over. I'll pop into my YouTube channel, and we're going to go over some of the comments that I got because they're pretty insightful. So we're going to listen to this Culvert Road in the tunnel underneath the actual canal. Now there's water going over this tunnel, and I want to show that right now. I do want to show it a little bit more in depth again on an episode with Robbie. So I am teasing a little bit here, but you'll appreciate this. This is what you call sonic gravy, some vibrations underwater, but not within water, if you can dig it. Hey, how's the audio, everybody? Can you see it? Is it buffering at all? Oh, and also with what I'm going to show you right now, we're going to pull in Godspeed the Plow is a album by John Kilpatrick, and there's some lyrics that will help to I guess bring it home. And shout out to Iron Man Bear if you're in here. Thank you for sharing this with me because that kind of rings in tune with the essence that I'm going to share here after we listen to this. Because again, we're going to go over comments, and I'm going to highlight this specific one right here. So let's watch it. There was old spackle over the old blocks. Whoa! That's a vibration. I'm not sure if you guys can hear that. Every time I talk, there's a tone that sounds like an airplane. Ooh! Ooh! Sonic gravy? Sonic gravy. That's crazy. Woo! It's like a Skyrim shout. Dragon shout. I'll report back. Berserker Bear, bushwhacking history. God bless. Keep it sleuthing. So I want to get your feedback from that right quick. That was one of the coolest things that I've ever seen. I had no idea that it was going to do that. Robbie didn't give me a heads up of it, though he did know about it. I got out and obviously had to bushwhack it and see what was going on. In the course of being in there, I heard water dripping from the canal that's running over it, right? You know what? Let's play that one more time, okay? There was old spackle over the old blocks. Whoa! That's a vibration. I'm not sure if you guys can hear that. Every time I talk, there's a tone that sounds like an airplane. Ooh! Ooh! Sonic gravy? Sonic gravy. That's crazy. Woo! So you can hear it even as I was talking. It literally sounded like there's the best way I can describe it is like it sounds like a low airplane going overhead. And it was tonal. That's why I said immediately, I was like, that's a vibration. So I wonder, if anybody, so we're going to see some insight in the comments. I got some feedback, good feedback. We're going to extrapolate a little bit and then I'll get into I'll show you all the cool pictures. So I don't want to go too long into this, but again, this is going to lead into my next video with Robbie. So I got a bunch more work coming out with you guys, for you guys, when I could fit it in. That dragon deep dive took a lot of my time, but I'm glad I did it. I slayed my own dragon effectively. So listen. Sonic gravy. Sonic gravy. That's crazy. Very crazy. Very cool. So let's check out number one. I want to highlight this comment. Thank you. The eyes are useless if the mind is blind. So he said, could be an old conductive tunnel for old world electricity. And my reply was conductor of old world Terra energy and frequency at least. And his reply back to that, or his or hers, excuse me, could even have been an electric track of some sort or a charging port. All these old buildings, no matter where in the world, all have one thing in common, no matter the shape, size, nor age. They mostly have some form of magnetic properties in the materials used, whether that be copper, wire, similar to the old copper. And it goes in effectively to describe the Antiquitech notion of this work. Now, I just want to be specifically, or at least distinguish. I'm not taking away from that work whatsoever. I find that extremely interesting. The whole Antiquitech and the cathedrals are batteries. I'm just going to distinguish and say when I do my work and I'm referring to that energy of the earth, I'm talking about more of like the ley lines of what I showed in that lecture of my dragons one and the earth energies. Not to say that this stuff isn't a thing. And the people that are doing that, more power to you. It's just that like my attention is different in a different, my attention is focused in different places, I guess, if I could put it like that. Not taken away from the Antiquitech. I really don't know what's going on there. All I can say is that when I reference earth energies and ley lines and stuff like that, it's more in tune with like the feng shui aspect and nature of how like the Asian essence and how I put it in the, again, that Dragons episode. I hate to keep on referring to that, but a really good, if you guys look into the notes of that video, I listed all my citations and all my links. So you can extrapolate a lot of information from just going through those links and deducing for yourself. Earth energies, ley lines, stuff like that. That's what I'm referring to, not taken away from Antiquitech, if that makes sense. Now, let's see here. I'm gonna follow up on this real quick and say what's up in the chat. Okay, Michael Joshua Lewis says, the Earth's flat, but I don't know it's flat. All I know is that, it seems that the Terra that we're on is flat. And the whole system could be round or spherical, but I can't say one way or the other. I'm a realm earther. I'm not a flat earther, so I just don't believe in the globe per what we're told. I think our Terra is flat, but the whole system as a whole could be round. Okay, where are we? Let's get back. All right, so if you go to my YouTube page, you can get to my IG, and if you get to my IG, you can see some more of my posts. And one of my homies that I follow, Buzz Record Bear, shout out, had a great post. Now we're going to extrapolate a little bit more on what I just said about the Antiquitech. And he was in the cathedral admiring how beautiful it is. And his what he put is, I think this directly relates to what I just said and what we're going to read in the Godspeed the Plow quote. All right. It's amazing to think these buildings, which are no longer possible to build, I imagine, are just sitting there empty. The levels of skill are awesome. the symbols, the masterful architecture, the higher ideals that it points towards. I enjoy sitting in these places. I enjoy sitting in places like this because the large, silent, yet echoey space seems perfect for prayer and meditation. But the Jesus of these places doesn't feel like my Jesus, my friend and teacher. It's good to appreciate the coolness of stuff like this, but there's always been more than a hint of Pharisee around it. Just the fact that Jesus in the fresco has long hair, and one of his apostles wrote in the Bible that for a man to have long hair is obviously a disgrace. Now, I'm not passing judgment on that whatsoever, but it does say that in the text for sure. So take with that what you will, and you're going to hear my reply. Come on, lads, a bit less dome building and a bit more Bible reading. And I agree with that entirely. And I'm not trying to be a holy roller here, but in showcasing my research, it's a must. I have to. And my reply was this. Still possible architecture, I believe, and we're going to see that in my montage. But I agree with you. The Christian tills and farms the terra, cares not about the grandiose, gaudy, pompous architecture. Though beauty can be appreciated in many buildings and cathedrals alike, and as part of my research, I do just that. But for family and community, I'd rather just farm and homestead than waste time and resource on such buildings. And Buzzwrecker Bear, shout out, brother. He went on to agree with me, and again, I say possible, not impossible, just improbable per the story that we're sold. But there's a notion to that. Now, I'm going to read off a quote real quick from the lyrics of this song, because it actually is perfect essence of what I was just trying to detail with that. And again, you can check that out on my Instagram. Get to it from my YouTube page. So let's read this from Iron Man Bear, and I appreciate it, brother. We'll do some more. Actually, we're going to get right into the montage after this, but I think this is important because my faith is very important to me. So I'm going to share it with you. And again, I appreciate it, Iron Man Bear. Okay, so the quote goes, "Let the wealthy and great live in splendor and state. I envy them not. I declare it, for I grow my own rams, my own ewes, my own lambs, and I share my own fleece, and I wear it. By plowing and sowing and reaping and mowing, all nature provides me with plenty. With a cellar well stored and plentiful board, and my garden affords every dainty. For here I am king. I can dance, drink, and sing. Let no one approach as a stranger. I will hunt when it's quiet. Come on, let us try it. Dull thinking drives anyone crazy. I have lawns and bowers. I have fruits and flowers. And the lark is my morning alarmer. So you jolly boys now, here's Godspeed the plow. Long life and success to the farmer." I first came on this poem lyric in the oddest way. Oh, okay, this is him. I first came on this poem lyric in the oddest way. I bought a jug. Excuse me, that's the rest of the song. I first came on this poem lyric in the oldest way. I bought a jug at a sale and had this printed on the side. Oh no, that's Iron Man Bear saying that. That's amazing, bro. I absolutely love the essence of that. So I just wanted to share it, and it kind of goes in tune with what I'm showing right here. So yeah, I'm not taking away from the Antiquitech stuff, and I'm not saying that it wasn't a thing. Or, I'm not even saying that the mud flood wasn't a thing. There's many layers to it. I'm not saying Tartaria wasn't a thing. There's many layers to it. And some might say that we're going up against Tartaria. No, all I want to do is hammer out definitions, and that's why I'm going to show exactly what I'm going to show right now. We're going to read the preface of this book. Let me put on some smooth tunes. I'm going to come back to the chat and say what's up. But I'm just going to play the slideshow. I'll be in the chat with you guys back and forth, and that's what we're going to do. Again, this is what we're seeing. We're going to go through pages 1 through 100, and that's going to address prehistoric art, Egyptian art, Mesopotamian through Greek, Roman, early Christian, Byzantine. And I'll commentate along the way and look for feedback. Pop in the chat. It's going to be back and forth. It's going to be a minute. So again, I hope you like it, guys. Please like, share, subscribe. You're watching Bushwhacking History with Berserker Bear. Hey, Machina Square Bear, good to see you, brother. Skull, you crushing on IG. Okay, this is where I'm going to ask for a little bit of feedback from you guys. So when I go, I'm going to have to manually flip through this and show. Once I get going, we're going to read that. And then if nothing else, this is going to serve as a compendium of work for what I do. If it's slow moving, so be it. You know, I've been making videos for, 2 years, but I'm still learning every day. By no means am I a professional. So, again, thanks everybody for showing up. Salty. I'm sick of sycamores. Good to see you, Salty. How you doing, man? Thanks for showing up, man. HMC. My mom hates elm trees. Cannon Dummy says, I hate... What's going on with all the tree hate, guys? How dare you? Andrea says, truly our realm has everything we need. That's why evil steals and destroys it. Yep. Good feedback on that reading. I appreciate it. That's kind of the essence of what I wanted to put out there. So again, I got a lot more work to do on that. I'll go back to that culvert with Robbie. I'm going to get another video out with him in a couple days about Pittsford, that place that you've seen that looks like Middle Earth, and the Holly Falls. The Holly Falls is amazing. I didn't ladle any of that gravy, but yeah, I appreciate that, Andrea D. And good to see you. Thanks for always showing up. Thanks for supporting. Hey, you know what? Chris Shipjack, thank you very much. Shippack. Shijpack. Excuse me, and pardon me if I wasn't pronouncing that correctly. I really appreciate your posts and doing just what you do, because, you know, of my faith, that means a lot. So I always highlight yours. Pretty much highlight anybody's that's a positive or negative critical feedback. I like it all. But yours are extra special because they always are quoting the Bible. So thank you, and I appreciate that. Canada Dummy says there's an underworld too. I agree. Show the underworld. Yep. Again, that could be the whole system is round type of deal. All right, so people are in. We got some. I don't have no idea where to look. Oh, 20 people are here. Wow, I appreciate that. That's cool. Thanks, everybody. So let's get right into it. I got the audio playing. How is the audio, by the way, everybody? All right, cool. We're having a good time. So yeah, when I go through it, that's what I was looking for, the feedback. I'm going to have to manually hit next like that, which shouldn't be too much of a bother. And I'm going to have to scroll. You guys let me know if you want me to scroll in so you can see it, and people who are watching it in the future or whatever can pause it. And that's kind of my idea here, is like you can follow up on this. It's going to be a little bit of time getting through all these 100 pages, especially if I have to zoom in on the bottom. Here goes. I'm inquiring for feedback here directly in the chat. What do you guys think is the best idea? Should I just hit next and keep it at the full page, or should I hit next and zoom in to the bottom? Because then I can zoom into there so my face isn't in the way. Bottom left. Or I could just completely remove my face. I don't need it. What do you guys think? Salty says willows make me cry, that's why. Do what? Okay, Michael Joshua Lewis says do what you will. We'll see. We'll hip fire it, because that's about the long and short of the episode. Honestly, I said what I had to say in the beginning. I previewed some of my stuff. I'll probably tail it out at the end, maybe with Berserker Mario, but that's about it. Because again, my main goal is just to share my book with you. So there you go. This one right here, all the architectural styles, and it's got some sculpture. So Martin Liedke might get excited about that one. Flat thumb, shout out to Martin. All right. So let's go back to the beginning and read the preface, however you want to say it, and get into it. So again, thank you very much. This is Bushwhacking History. We're going to look through all these pictures. The aim of this handbook is to put in the hands of students useful illustrations of as many works of art, together with reference charts, as can be encompassed in the covers of a book selling for a comparatively low price. I'll come right out and tell you. It is the result of a need felt by myself and other teachers of art history. Not for another history of art, since several good ones exist, but for a profusely illustrated reference book, which might be used independently or in conjunction with other art book. The handbook is organized primarily for students of art history and appreciation courses, particularly for the instructor or student who is handicapped by a small budget for illustrative material and who might find in this book enough examples for a short course. This book is extensive. Before the actual, so I'm in the second paragraph right here. Before the actual work on the volume was begun, a survey was made of the type and content of art history and appreciation courses in a great number of colleges and art schools. From this survey, it was found, unfortunately, that Oriental art and the more anthropological phases of art as a whole were seldom considered. In view of the aim of the book, which is the greatest usefulness to the greatest number of students, these phases of art, particularly the former, were reluctantly eliminated. An attempt was made also to determine the examples that would be best known and therefore most useful to both instructor and student. A master list was made from an examination of the most commonly used histories of art and of its various phases. Examples illustrated in 2 or more books were automatically placed on the list, which formed the basis of the final list. The master list could not be rigidly followed in all instances, although most of it is here present. So it looks like there's maybe some little censorship going on in 1937, maybe? What's going on there? Seems like a lot of fluff for nothing. Anyway, some readers will feel that too much emphasis has been placed on the Italian Renaissance or the American or modern sections, or too little on the Baroque. Here again, usefulness in the light of the survey of existing courses was the aim. The choice of men and examples constituting the modern section was particularly difficult, although there are many although there are as many men of great importance left out as are included. The choice of the names to be considered was here guided by the necessity of using men typical of certain trends and by the availability of material. The examples as a whole have been placed in an order easily suited to a comparative study of the history of art. There you go. Hope this is useful for anybody. Again, this is going to be a little bit more long form, but once this is done, it's just a slideshow. So bear with me. Enlargements of details have been used frequently to facilitate an understanding of techniques involved. Attributions and dates, often problematical, may sometimes be considered in error. Every effort, however, has been made to eliminate such errors. Whenever a choice was possible, American-owned examples were used in preference to those in European museums, and often several works of a similar type by that same artist were used for emphasis in preference to the addition of isolated work by another man. Wow, this seems like old school tomfoolery. As I read through, I read this a long time ago when I first found it. Such a handbook as this could not have been produced without the aid of a great number of persons. I wish to thank the various scholars who aided in compiling the parts of the master list and who checked over the finished book. Now, I'm grateful to the artists, owners of objects of art, authors, publishers, and photographers whose works are here included. Whenever possible, they are credited in parentheses, there you go, where their examples appear. I wish particularly to thank Mr. Jesse Zausmer for his assistance with all phases of the book, and the staff of Metropolitan Museum of Art, especially the members of Extension Division. Without the help of each of these persons and organizations and the continued cooperation and consideration of the publishers, the production of the book could not have been accomplished. Ugh, oh my goodness. Thanks for sitting through that one if you did. Canada Dummy says, looks like Egypt was faked in the 1800s. I might agree with you. At least the not Egypt itself as a country and the people, obviously they exist. I would say Egyptology, as what we're told, per like the Book of the Dead and their deities, might be, dare I say, a smudging a little bit or a derivative of Sumer, Akkadian. I went over that a little bit in my dragons, but yeah, I agree. Yep. Again with the, yep, I agree. On a certain level, not Egypt as a state or as a people or as a culture, of course. Beautiful culture, beautiful part of the world. Never been there, but I can imagine, and I've seen pictures. Okay, so let's get right into it. I'm probably going to skip over stuff like this. All right, let's get this out of the way. And here we are. We're starting it out. How's audio doing? Thanks again, everybody. Listening to harmonica while watching, going mad. Olnar Lycurgus, thank you. All right, I think we're caught up. So for these ones, I'll probably just pass over. The gravy that I want to show and showcase are the architectural styles, their definitions, and at least this can be, you can draw back on this in the future, or anybody who wants to use it, you can share it, please. My focus is not on this stuff. I do find it interesting, but it's more about the buildings and showing the definitions of what they are. For example, you guys just said Egyptian, right? There you go. Now this is the thing. We're gonna go through it, and I'm looking for feedback. I'm keeping my eye on the chat and going through. I'm manually hitting next. If you guys have any questions or insight on anything as I go, I'll see it. So let me know. And once I start getting into the buildings, I think that I'll have a little bit more feedback. And this is my old school beat. Haven't heard this one in a while. So yeah, as far as Egypt goes, I have a bunch of Egypt books, or the books from Graham Hancock, and a couple. I think I have a Robert Schoch book over there. I also do have an Egyptian Book of the Dead. Oh boy. But in going through my Dragons episode, I had to do a crash course on Sumerian mythology, and an offshoot of that a little bit. Speak of the devil, Babylonian, Akkadian, Assyrian. It's all just a derivative of one another. But I digress. And in doing that, I had to dive into Egyptian mythology a little bit. And it's just very similar. And then Sumerian is very similar to Proto-Indo-European. We got more work to do on that one. But I'm glad I put out that dragon episode. So, and if anybody wants to professionally solicit this information, I will share it. That's my motivation here. So this is going to be the extent, or at least as far visually as it goes. I'm getting a little bit more comfortable here, going live. And again, if anybody has any questions, I'll stop hitting next and address it. But until I get to the buildings, I'm just going to keep hitting next. You got column definitions here, or at least what they depict. And you can see on the whole screen. Okay, that's good. Canadummy says, I have a 100-year-old silver clarinet. It is more sophisticated than the newer ones. I believe it. Planned obsolescence. I actually did a video on that, where things are made these days to actually not last too long. That's where that old phrase comes from. It's not built like it used to be. No, they don't make them like they used to be. Or they don't make them like they used to. Excuse me. Yeah, so in explaining how I obtained this book, my grandfather had a whole bunch of books when I was growing up, and I didn't realize that so did my great-grandmother. And some of them were laying at my dad's house. Some of them were here at this house. This is the house my grandmother was in since she was a kid, pretty much. My father grew up in this house. So there is some scattered here and scattered there. And I'm sure I explained this before, but since I'm using one of these books, might as well talk about the story, kill some time, and maybe impart some of this motivation to get old books to my listeners. So yeah, I had ambition to find them all at my dad's house and here, put them all together and go through them. And I was just thinking that they were going to be novels, pretty much. Didn't realize they were going to. I have a lot of curriculum and old educational books, as you can see with this one, on top of other books that I've used for my work before. High school geography textbook from 1912. I use that in my Grand Canyon video heavily. I have lesson plans for mathematics from the early 90s, and the curriculum is unbelievably extensive. I couldn't believe it. It's like high school textbooks, but they're college level curriculum. What's up, Mr. Brees? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man. Thanks for showing up. Appreciate it. Thanks for all the research help too, man. Big time. Sir Scrupulous gave me an idea. Yeah, again, Mr. Brees, thanks, buddy, and I appreciate the back and forth and all the insight. And when I was busting chops with the Sir Scrupulous, I have to get another video out about my wife and I and the book Shadows of the Western Door, as I understand it. Sir Scrupulous over here, Mr. Brees. I guess it is a little confusing because I say I found it after my wife details that she found it in the back. I mean, I found it at her house after she had found it and taken it home. But just so you guys can see Mrs. Berserker Bear again and meet her again, we'll do another one and explain that for you in a little bit more detail. Plus, it'll be fun. I'll bust her chops a little bit more. So I appreciate that, Mr. Brees. Sir Scrupulous. Good to see you. And who's this? We got CH Ingate. Good to see you from Lackawanna. Okay, welcome. But now in South Florida. Working. A lot of people from this area branch out. You know, the radials. Not just from Erie Canal connecting the Hudson and going west. But even now, a lot of people are from Buffalo. That's why you have a lot of Buffalo backer bars. They're called backer bars if you want to look it up in other cities, because there's a lot of people from Buffalo and other cities. Like it's just a thing. Maybe I'll start going through this stuff a little bit faster because I want to get to the architecture. I want you guys to see this stuff. But I hope this is informative for you. These sculptures, and we know the background on them. They're not all sculptures. Some of them are replicas, I guess, from artists that have done them afterwards. But at least you can see, you can pause it, and if it's legible enough for you, you can see the bottom. Now, when I get to the buildings, which should be coming up soon, bear with me. Then we'll zoom in. This sculpture and stuff is pretty cool, but it doesn't pique my interest like the architecture does, or the infrastructure. Well, you, sir. That's what I'm talking about, man. All is gravy that ends gravy. And then I'll just repeat the tunes, I guess, if that's not too annoying for you. So has anybody ever been to these places? Greece? I know we have some listeners that are from abroad, or watchers, viewers. Appreciate that. Nice. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Going back to the books. Good point. Bubs Bird Bear, welcome. What's up? Cool. I have a few of these books. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, I found them all and brought them together, went through them, and found that I had a whole bunch. I do have a whole bunch of novels. I also have a whole bunch of academic books that I use. Stop saying actually. That I do use. So for my listener, for my fans, if that gives you any idea or motivation to go into your family's or your attic or garage, basement, rafter, see if you have any books laying around. Because, you know, it gets around what we would call now the censorship on whether YouTube or anything. Because they can always change stuff online. And I use it as well. Is that person? Who's D? This guy. Dying Gull. Yeah, that almost looks like Vercingetorix. Came to mind. Dying Gull. Yeah, because they can't change these books that you have, that I have in my person. Yeah. Bubs Burbear. I appreciate that. You know, whenever I can get around to communicating and getting back in touch, I do communicate with a lot of people that like my research, of course, and bears alike. So if I don't get back to you right away, my email address is, here we go, guys. This is where the gravy is. Roman architecture. For example, A. A is going to be Forum Romanum during the Imperial period. Restored. Okay. From SC Basilica 51. This is, look at the date on that. What? This is kind of what I'm trying to show here with it's, if it wasn't impossible then, they only had horses back there in this. I don't even see any buggies. So being a little tongue-in-cheek there, but it's only improbable. In my opinion, it's only improbable per the story that we're given. Human beings are capable of a lot. And I'm not even saying that we didn't have the ability to make the Erie Canal, or at least reconnect it. But I just don't buy the main story. But humans can do crazy things when we have the proper time, the proper motivation. A, B. I think this is what I'll do. I'll zoom into the top on these architectural ones and then go down slowly so you can see the letters. And then if anything sticks out, there you go, Baalbek, like that. So E. There goes Baalbek. Temple of Jupiter, Baalbek. Obviously, that's a drawing or whatever. I'll have to defer to Woody on that one. But this is what's cool. Here we go. What's F? F is the Baths of Diana, 25 BC. So 25 BC, they were doing that type of architecture. There we go. And I'm gonna dip out of here, guys. All I'm doing is taking up real estate. C is the Pantheon. Familiar with that from Assassin's Creed. I had to climb around it. I think it's the first Assassin's Creed. Brotherhood, maybe? And then you had to climb down the ceiling and those inlaid tiles. But what's E? E is the round temple near Tiber, Rome, 1st century AD. And B. A is a Maison Carrier. B is the Temple of Fortuna. Temple of Fortuna, Virilis, Rome. That's what I'll do. Might take us a minute here, guys. I don't care. We're going to get through it. Stick with me or watch it later or just use this for reference. This is what I'm going to do. I'll keep playing my 4 or 5 tracks over again. We're just going to get through it. So I appreciate all the love and support. You know, I got a lot more work to do. Boots on the ground, field work. And I got books to corroborate. Don't always have to use the internet. Oh, we all know what that is. The bottom. E and F. Colosseum. But what was D? The House of Pansa. Anybody know this? And does anybody have any, if, like I said before, if it rings a bell, drop a comment. I'll stop it and show the comment. And if you have a related story, that's where the interactive nature comes in. Still in Roman architecture here. Look at that. The arches, the Roman arch, as you know it, as it were. Look at the size of this thing in D. See my cursor? Looks like almost like a office building. Amphitheater. Let's see what the name of D is. The Theater. Orange. ND. What's that? Anyone know what that is? ND? D. North Dakota. E is the Arch of Titus, Rome, 81 AD. This thing looks cool. B, what's B? Porta Nigra, Treves. A is Amphitheater, Nimes. Bear with me if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. I'm not going to go back and forth, up and down with each one for the sake of brevity. What is going on there? What's going on? So, yeah, we got to see what C is. They look like aqueducts, but C is Appian, Columbaria, the Appian Way, Rome. No date. E is the Aqueduct of Segovia. F is Pontagard. These are amazing. A and B. Arch of Septimius. Septimius Severus. Whoa. There goes Harry Potter shout out. Harry Potter. My little sister loved that. Read the books when she was young. My daughter watched the first 2. Can't watch the other ones. They're a little bit dark. Wow. It's crazy. Yeah, I flipped through this book, of course, each page, but I didn't read each one of them. More sculpture. We got cherubs. Cherubs holding harps. We got horses. Friezes. Or stelas, whatever you want to call them. LVK, welcome. Always good to see you. They were building all this with horse and buggy level technology. Ropes and pulleys. Not buying it. Imagine Amish people building this stuff. I think they would if they had the time. I don't think they, like I said in the beginning, LVK, maybe, again, I welcome all the critical input. So don't feel, I'm definitely not putting you on the spot whatsoever. I appreciate that. So, and you're a longtime supporter. I see you here all the time in your comments. So thank you very much. More than just pulleys, there's other things that use actually earth to come in and pour in to make a new level and then pull it out. And they use that, the actual earth itself, as a ramp. Not like the Egyptians, but they fill the whole room. That's another thing. Yeah, I do believe that we are able to achieve this stuff in those times with pulleys, levers, and maybe possibly some other techniques that we're not privy to with sacred architecture. But for the most part, if you have time and effort and the proper people and the foundation of people and morality, you can accomplish a lot. And again, I'm not saying I'm right and you're wrong. That's by no means, that's not how I want to come off. But yeah, I appreciate that. Ox carts, LOL. I think they did use beast power a little bit, which is cool. But I pass. Okay, so we're getting past the Roman. See, I got Roman painting. Now we're getting into, look at the top. Be wary of the top. Now we're in early Christian architecture. And A and B, we have Old Basilica of St. Peter. There you go. And B is the St. Paul's outside the walls. I might play this one again. Pretty cool. Old school beat here. Drifting at 432 hertz. Very cool. We got C and E. C is Old St. Peter's. And E is Stefano Rotundo. Rome interior, 470 AD. Rotundo. Look at that cathedral replica in the middle. They were building those scale models back in the day. This one always caught my IG over here, bottom right down here. Stefano Rotundo. That's the outside. Look at that thing. Super cool. And the F is Basilica of San Lorenzo, outside the walls, Rome. Facade. That's a word we all know, huh? Rebuilt 578 AD. Model. It's crazy. Hope you guys are liking this. Again, thanks very much. It's a little bit more slow pace. If you weren't around for the beginning, I recommend that you rewatch it. Audio, acoustic, sonic gravy or on the Culvert Road. Oh, look at this. Still in early Christian architecture here. Let's check out what A and B are. A is the Santa Costanza Rome interior. 327, 337. And B is the Tomb of Galla Placidia, Ravenna. Interior 450 AD. So top right is that tomb of Ravenna. Look at those ceilings, huh? Wow. Look at the symbols. Luminaries. Pretty basic here. C and D. C is the Tomb of Galla Placidia. Okay, that's the outside of it. I say it's basic on the outside. Look at the inside right here. Here's the inside. Here's the outside. Don't judge a book by its cover. Or an old world building, huh? Stellium 7. Welcome, dude. Okay, which one? In Ravenna? I've got the... Okay, there we... Boom. That's a hit. I mean, you know what? I threw this line out in the water. I knew someone was going to bite. And this OG legend right here just drills it out of the firmament. That's awesome. So Ravenna. Stellium 7, I recommend everybody watch everything he puts out. The dude does top-notch research. Titans. His Mont Go series was just epic. And he just reported back that he was in this. Now, that's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. Doesn't get better than that. I was wondering if someone was going to say, I've been there, you know. That drives it home. Thanks for stopping by, of course. Much love. Paul, another OG. Easy, Tyga. Good to see you too, Paul. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for all the love that you send my way too. Always someone saying, "Oh, like I was sent from Paul," so that's right back at you. And we got some work to do together, man. Reporting back together. That Telegram chat is pretty cool. I appreciate being able to drop in there. Very cool. So also check Paul Cook channel out, guys. Send him some love. Top-notch researcher. Thanks again, guys. I really appreciate that. And again, Stellium 7 was in this church. Got pictures. That's what you call field work. This one bottom left looks like a planetarium almost. What's that? E? Tomb of Theodoric, Ravenna. Okay. And then F is the Basilica of Tormenin. These names are amazing. Byzantine architecture. I recommend checking out my Byzantine episode. If there's any time period of history that was fluffed, I might say, well, look at bottom right over here. Hello. I might say they may have added some years in the Byzantine period, in my humble opinion. Not to say that they added the whole 1,000 years, because when we say that, let's incorporate it. You got Byzantine here. I think it was the Byzantine period that was fluffed. And when I say fluffed, I don't mean, the whole adding of 1,000 years. They may not have done it all at once. It could have added some here, added some there, right? Like, you guys ever fill out a resume and you're trying to remember, when did I stop that job and start this job? And, you know, we all are guilty of a little bit of white lie smudging. You're just filling in dates. I think that's what they do a little bit with history. So that would mean they don't just add in one chunk of 1,000. There's like fluffing going on here, fluffing going on there, adding years here, adding years there. I think a lot of that took place in the Byzantine period, and I did a video on it. Check it out if you get a chance. But that looks like the Blue Mosque. I think it is. Santa Sophia. Yep. Now the Blue Mosque. That's it. You guys know that one. What's the name of it now? Anybody know? Let's query the chat. Query the chat. Oh, we got spammers in here? Oh, heck no. Guys, I need you to be on guard. Thank you for that. Guys who are my snipers, you got to snipe them out. I shouldn't even have the spammers in here, so I apologize, but thank you. Let's get them out of here. If you got a tool belt, you guys don't mind sniping those. Block user. How's the am I buffering now? An error occurred while refreshing the page. Iron Man Bear. Thank you, brother. And thanks for that those lyrics, man. It's awesome. Yeah, stay on guard, I guess. Sentries. Those with the tool belts. That was a gamma attack indeed. Okay, so yeah. Back to the regularly scheduled gravy. So here we go. Santa Sophia, Istanbul. Blue Mosque. There you go. I think I said it actually. It's the Blue Mosque. Beautiful. Huge. And let's see. We got a date on it. F. Santa Sophia, Istanbul, section without the dome. So D is it without the dome. This must be a depiction, like an isometric CAD drawing. You actually see the isometric lines, bottom right here. See that? That's interesting. Never been here, though. And that's my take on the Byzantium time period. Yeah, that's another thing. I agree, Andrea D. Like with the whole healing thing and the energy. It might just be energy of the Terra that can be, I don't know, heal your body, organ, sound vibrations, heal the organs. Good for scale here a little bit. You get those little pews. This is pretty big. A right here. Sant Apollinaire Nuovo Ravenna. Yeah, and regarding the spam attack, most flak when you're over the target. That's how I'll take that. This is still Byzantine architecture or Byzantine architecture. Okay, now look at top left. Hello. What is going on there? Uh-oh, we got a couple triangles. Where's RV Truth? Shout out to RV Truth. But a little bit of a little jest. St. Mark's, Venice. Hey, Paul, you ever been to these? You been to these places, Paul Cook? I know that you were in Malta for a little bit, man. I was wondering if you were going to show up in here, and I'm glad you did, because I know that you were in that area. Already, Stelium7 said that he was at one of these places. Who's this legend with the lamb here? D is the Good Shepherd. There you go. The Good Shepherd is not that good of a movie. There goes my movie reference for you. Okay, we got some plaques, friezes, whatever they are. Check out the bottom, see where they are. Moving right along. This is Byzantine sculpture. There you go, sculpture. Bing, bang, boom. Byzantine sculpture. Give you enough time to sit down on this and pause it. Paul Cook says Palermo was a very old world. I might agree. Man, when you show the stuff that you in Malta, it reminds me of like the place off of in the Eastern Med, Arwad. Oh, right off of the coast of Tartus, I believe. The island of Arwad. Those huge, massive blocks. Malta's beautiful. You must have had a great time there, Bo. Stunning landscape and scenery. So Byzantine sculpture here. Early Christian and Byzantine mosaics here. Enough time to pause and check out the literature at the bottom. As you do. I'll bet. Maybe one day I'll get over there. My wife would like to go see Rome, Italy. Okay, here we go. Some more architecture. So what we got here, Italian Romanesque architecture. Now, as you notice, I'm just showcasing this. I'm not going through and detailing the features. I am not an architect. Okay, I'm not classically trained in this at all. I'm just a very interested researcher. But I have this at my, in my palms right now, literally this book. So I like to share it and I like to document what I do. And I like to get mainstream definitions. When I go against up and say, that's not a star fort, that's a Vauban style bastion and stuff. I'm not doing it to be an antagonist, guys. I'm doing it just I want to hammer out the mainstream definitions of these things because they're going to bring that up when we question. They're going to be like, oh, that. So of course I'll call them star forts. In detailing or being flippant about it, of course. And I'm not saying that if you do label them that you're wrong or I'm right and you're wrong. All I want to do is hammer out definitions from the mainstream so we can use that to go off of going forward. I believe that helps us to further our research. So I'm not saying mud flood didn't happen. I'm looking for other possibilities and showing it. I'm not saying Tartaria wasn't a thing. I am saying that this architecture that you see here isn't Tartarian, and even myself has been guilty of labeling it that before. Look at my old videos. Sometimes I just want to delete some of them. That said, I think we have an obligation to name the architecture for what the mainstream says, because we have to go off of that also, even though we are poking holes in their story. Now, we don't have to prove our side necessarily, so to speak. We're just poking holes in their story. You don't have to prove a negative. I do like to have the definitions out there and what these styles are exactly, instead of just whitewashing them all as Tartarian architecture. It's kind of 100,000 foot view, what I'm getting at. Okay, I'm sorry. The last one was Italian Romanesque. We went through it. Hopefully enough time to pause it. You want to do your own research, follow up. It's pretty cool. A and B are San Michele, Pavia, and B is the Cathedral and Baptistry, Parma. C is pretty cool. I think you guys will be familiar with that. Campbell at Autodidact has done that a lot. Beautiful building. C is the Cathedral Group, Pisa Cathedral, Baptistry. Campanile. And then we all know bottom left, right? Leaning Tower of Pisa. Doesn't even say Leaning Tower of Pisa here. Back in the day, they just called it Campanile Pisa. Interesting. Hop back in the chat here and say what's up. There we go. Got another hitter. Tortured Soulster says, I've been to that Leaning Tower, Pisa. Awesome. There we go. Another line hit. Stelium 7 says, in science, the burden of proof lies with those making the positive. Exactly. Boom. Thank you. Well said. That's what I'm looking for. Exactly. We're just kind of poking holes in their story. You know, and it's funny when you're telling the normies or whatever, the different side of things or how we look at stuff from a different angle. They want all their answers like immediately yesterday. You know, and we're just questioning stuff. So I always find it funny. They want all their answers immediately to replace what, we're, poking holes in effectively for their worldview. But it's like, whoa. Pump the brakes. It's not that easy. So yeah, thank you very much for that, Stelium 7. Well put. Sticks out to me in this one is the bottom right. G. Those columns. Montreal cloister of the Benedictine monastery. Look at that. That's awesome. Do we got another picture of the... So F is San Nicolo Bari. I'm not going to read off the dates. You guys can come back and check them out. C and D, St. Paul's outside the walls. C is St. Paul's. Well, look at D. Montreal Cathedral inside. D and E are Montreal inside. A is the San Miniato, Florence. A, San Miniato. And B is Baptistry, Florence, remodeled. Some of these aren't too definitive. Very vague, I'm noticing. Still in Italian Romanesque architecture, yo. We're going all the way through German Gothic. All the way, y'all. Here we go. Look at this. It's crazy. So it's like it's hard to tell, even for me. Like, look at E. That looks like a drawing, right? But then F looks like I know it detailed this in the preface and the preface, but I guess they said if it was a drawing or a rendering. Let's see if that holds up. F. Yeah, okay. So if... Well, no, it doesn't actually. F looks like a picture to me. And then E looks like a drawing. Let's try to deduce. E is Saint Cernin Toulouse Restoration. It doesn't have the artist's name. So is that telling us that that's a... I don't know. I'm confused. They all must be drawings, I guess. Unless they had pictures. I'm confused. And I don't mean to confuse you guys, but you can see it and you can read it for yourself. I just want to showcase the cool aspect of this book for you. My books are your books, effectively, when it comes to sharing the research. B's pretty cool. Saint Front. Ooh, how do you pronounce that? Saint Front Paraguay. A Germany Les Prez. Sounds great. French Romanesque. Oh yeah, we went from, now that's French, of course, obviously. So we went from the Italian, and now we're in French, obviously by the name of that Perguet. So French Romanesque architecture. Take notes, guys. B. Look at how ornate, and look at weird stuff here. What's going on there? B, pretty cool, is the Angoulême Cathedral. Notice all the footprints have the cross shape. C is St. Gilles portico detail. D is St. Trophime Arlis facade. E is Abbey Church, Frise. And pause it and read at your leisure, the bottom three. Hope you don't mind me doing that, guys, and I hope you like what you're seeing here. Hope this isn't so super boring that it's putting you to sleep. Again, I just felt compelled to share this because I've been sitting on it again ever since I started doing my videos. You could see them in my community posts from way back. Okay, so B, we're looking at the inside of Abbey Church. The celle interior. Got some friezes. D is a drawing of the outline of the Romanesque system of vaulting. There you go. So boom, that's what I'm talking about. Very cool. Good to know. Good to have this information. And again, you can professionally solicit this these pics from me, or I'll send you whatever I have in regards to your research and whatever you want to do. My email is in my About tab, so feel free. E looks awesome. Saint Etienne. Can facade. F is the Saint Etienne inside interior. Look how big that is, y'all. Gives you an idea for scale with these seats. Beautiful. Geez, Saint Etienne outside. And I apologize for the French people if I'm mispronouncing this stuff. Hey, this isn't actually going too slow. We're on page 68 of 101, I believe, from my memory. Oh, man, here we go. Blast them. Block user. Blast them. Unbelievable. We're getting tagged here. Appreciate it, guys, with the due diligence. Yeah, Wade, I appreciate that. I got some people in here with, do I need to give more people some tool belts here? Stellium 7, of course. Stellium, you're now a moderator, dude. Paul Cook's a mod. Cannon Dummy, you're about to get a tool belt. Add moderator. LVK, moderator. Okay. Appreciate your patience, and I apologize of the chat spammers. You guys come out of the woodwork, huh? All right, let's get going. So yeah, moving right along, we're still in, French Romanesque architecture, minor arts, English Anglo-Saxon architecture. And I'm not getting into the detail of the specifics and the ins and outs and the nooks and crannies. This is simply just a showcase. I'll beat that horse dead for mainstream definitions. A, B, C. Look, there's more than 6 pictures on this. So we got there goes Saint Etienne again. And La Trinity and Caen. So B is La Trinity. Oh, there's the Trinity, y'all. For you bears out there. Wow, we got some crazy spam attack going on. So yeah, LVK. Thanks again. Yeah, why is YouTube? But they probably do it on purpose. Honestly, again, I appreciate your patience and thanks. You have a tool belt now, LVK. So if you see him, just snipe him. You know, we move along with it. It is what it is. So again, I appreciate your help. Let's do some more different music here. Autoplay. Boom. A little different here, y'all. Which one was cool? All right, B is the Trinity. That's right. All right, D. What's D? Morienvel. I'm having fun trying to pronounce these, actually. This is a little bit more fun than I thought. As with every live stream, you get a little nervous. But as you get going, you get more chilled out. So again, thanks for your patience. And we found the Trinity. D is the Monreal. I said that properly. E is Bury. Okay. 12th century. That's pretty cool. What's going on there? Earls Barton, Anglo-Saxon. Okay, keep that in mind. But I'm looking for possible Anglo-Saxon evidence here in Western New York, or Viking evidence in this dragon path that is the western door. All right, this looks almost like a modern house here. We'll go right into that one. B, huh? Center screen. B is a Canterbury exterior stairway. Cool. A, all right. D and E. D is the Durham Cathedral. Left top. E is the Galilee, Durham Cathedral. There we go. Talking to the man from Galilee. It's a reference to Johnny Cash right there. Oh, Andrea D. Yep, we got a tool belt too. Kara K, welcome. Good to see you. Longtime supporter. Thanks for all your positive, inspirational comments. It really means a lot. So welcome. Indeed. Oh, wait, let's see. We moved from the French Romanesque and Anglo-Saxon. So that, but like I said, the B that looked like a modern house, this is in English Norman architecture, Celtic art. Very cool. And D was the Durham Cathedral. E is the Galilee. English medieval manuscripts, Spanish Romanesque painting, sculpture. Not going to zoom in on, actually I'll zoom in on this one. Unbelievably ornate. Now, keeping in mind what I said in the beginning, respectful, but this is, there's a lot of pomp going on here and grandiose, gaudy stuff that I wouldn't, again, I'm not against it. I don't know. We're still working through this. I'm very faithful and no graven objects of Thou's creator. I'm still working through that. And that's why I prefaced this video with that acoustic culvert gravy, if you will, and what Buzzwrecker Bear said about these cathedrals and my reply. I thought that was very important. And then that quote that I read from that song. I highly recommend going back and listening to that. Here we go. A is Worms Cathedral. Whoa, 12th century. Look at that. See, I don't even know if any of these are some of these are probably still up. Some of them I think are not anymore. Is that the same thing? Is B the same thing? Worm? No. B is Speyer Cathedral. And I believe they're both somewhere in Germany. This is German Romanesque. Look at the chunky nature on that one. Wow. D. D is the Mainz Cathedral. Largely. 13th century. What does that mean? Pretty cool. No real architecture here to speak of, so we'll hold it there just for you, long enough for you to pause it. Write down your notes if you want, if you feel so inclined. Look it up at your convenience. My books are your books. There you go. Data acquired. A. Gothic vaulting. B. Gothic system. C. Cathedral of Notre Dame. Look at that. Notre Dame right here, y'all. The bones of it. That's kind of morbid to say, considering what happened to it. All right, we got D here. Saint Louis de Serrant. That's right. Oh, thank you, Canadummy. I appreciate that a lot. And who did I see say flying buttresses? Exactly. There you go. That's why it's a little bit more of mid-level. I'm not going through all these definitions, so you guys know you're picking up what I'm putting down. Look at that. G. Chartres Cathedral. Chartres Cathedral. Buttress. There you go. And the flying buttresses are the ones that are on the outside of the exterior to hold up the wall. Bigger walls and the bigger cathedrals. Still in French Gothic. That looks like a ceiling. Look at that, y'all. A. Chartres Cathedral ceiling. Yep. Vaulting of the choir. Okay, above the choir. Very cool. Look at homeboy right here. F. Chartres. Royal portal detail. Head of a figure. Yeah, we see that. But who is it? French Gothic still. Got some gravy here. C. B looks pretty cool. What is C? C is still Chartres Cathedral. So is G. And so is D. Notice the three prominent entrances. Look at homeboy's beard right here. You know who that is? I. Porch detail. These guys don't have any names, huh? Still in French Gothic. D is the Paris Cathedral inside. I feel like we've seen that one before, but it just might be similar. Gargoyle. Grotesque. H is Reims Cathedral. Still French Gothic here. Whoa, look at this, guys. There go them flying buttresses. Indeed. A is Reims, B is Reims. So both top pictures are Reims Cathedral with those flying buttresses, huh? How about that? Oh, there you go. C. C is still Reims, but we're outside of it. Look at this. Flying. Boom. Who said that? Extra credit for Tortured Soulster. Look right above his name. There you go, for C. Knock that one out of the firmament, buddy. There you go. French Gothic. Ornate, man. Just ornate. B. Amiens Cathedral. Same D. D is Amiens Cathedral as well. I'm done looking up these guys' names. Those eyes, oh my goodness. F. Head of, oh goodness, okay. Got graven images. See, that's kind of why they don't want you to have that, because I paid a pass on that, and that's, allegedly the head of Jesus, as I had my rosary on. Okay, moving right along. Look at that. Look at B. Just unbelievable. Hope you like this stuff, guys. Again, I appreciate everybody being here, and thanks for the support in the comments about the spam attacks. I apologize about that. So we're looking B. What's the B ceiling? Amiens Cathedral. Beautiful. Also, A is Amiens. Look at that. Looks like a scene, it kind of almost looks like that scene out in Lord of the Rings when they meet the Balrog in Durin's Bane in the Mines of Moria. And Gandalf utters those ever famous lines. This foe was beyond any of you. Just classic. I love Tolkien. Look at C. I mean, look at this stuff, guys. Beauvais Cathedral. Wow. Impeccable. D. Sorry that it's black and white, but I hope you appreciate it still, nonetheless. La Sainte Chapelle. How fitting is that? Oh, man, I wonder if it steals anybody's jokes, being that it's Chapelle Cathedral. Oh, man, I had to do that. Skull, Demon Hunter Bear. Brother, good to see you. Welcome, man. Ladle in some gravy here. A slow-moving montage, manually just flipping through the pages of my book that I have here. Want to share it with all y'all. All the architectural styles. And right now, we're still in French Gothic. And boy, see, look at that. That looks awesome. Now, talk about fantastical. Getting whimsical here, waxing poetic, dare I say. See, Beauvais Cathedral looks sick. And then what's inside it? E on the right here. There goes Chapelle again. Wait, where are all the bikes? Oh boy. All right, this looks like a ceiling almost, an F. There goes Chapelle. And G is Mont Saint Michael, Hall of the Chevaliers. That looks like that scene too from Lord of the Rings with all the columns coming down. The Hall of Durin, I think. Oh, wow. Kara K, that is awesome. Thank you so very much for the super chat. Yeah, they're welcome, definitely. I definitely take them. That's awesome. Thank you so very much. Goes a long way, for real. Well put, Andrea D. That's awesome. I agree. Still in the French Gothic here. Page 81 of 101. So coming down to the final stretch here, y'all. Again, I appreciate everybody being here, helping out with people spamming like that. But I got my moderators here to help out. Thanks again. I always thought top left was a cool picture in the corner of looks like it's an outside, maybe on the inside hallway of an outside atrium. Monte Michel cloister. B, is that the same thing? B is the B is the Rouen Cathedral. Rouen Cathedral. B right here. Okay. Look at how the ornate nature of this. And oh, look at E. Kind of got like a triangle inside of an eye type of deal. Oh boy. There goes the Rouen Cathedral. So E with the Illuminati eye. Oh boy. Adam Weishaupt. That is the Rouen Cathedral. All right. And D is the outside of it. D is the outside of the Rouen Cathedral. Look at these places. Unbelievable. F is inside the Rouen Cathedral. G is outside of the Rouen. It's got flying buttresses also. But this is different. So the H is different on the right of your screen. That's the Palais de Justice Rouen, France. French Gothic that was. Note Gothic and how much more ornate that it is than the Romanesque. A lot more going on. A lot more, I guess you'd say, nooks and crannies. A lot more nodules or nodes. Still in French Gothic architecture. Also Flemish Gothic architecture now we're coming into. B is Saint Eustache. B is Saint Eustache, if I pronounce that correctly. And A is the outside of Saint Valfrand, Abbeville. So B is Eustache and A is Abbeville. C, that looks pretty cool, that entranceway. Bulky. Papal Palace, Avion. I know how to pronounce that. D's cool. Look at that. Albi Cathedral. That's pretty cool. I like that one. E is, that looks similar to a building in, boy, E, that looks similar to almost Philadelphia, that Matt from Quantum of Conscience always. Philadelphia Post Office, I think, or City Hall, maybe. Doesn't it? Sorta, kinda. What is it? Hotel de Ville in Brussels. Okay. Look at the scale, y'all. The people here. F. Hotel de Cluny, Paris, or Cluny in Paris. And G almost has like a Bavarian look to it. Face value. But G is the house of Jacques Coeur in Bourges. Late 15th century. Mr. Brees, my man. Yeah, it's tomorrow. Yep, August 2nd. So, thanks, buddy. For real. I wasn't even going to say anything, but now that you mentioned it, yep, I'll be 39 tomorrow. Zaralath, welcome, Brohim. Just getting back on my feet, man. I plan on having guests on and everything, so you're one of them. You're on the list. Just bear with me. I'm kind of a slow-moving locomotive here. The Logos locomotive. Like Sean V. Corey. Shout out, Sean. Legend. You're the original Logos locomotive. But yeah, Zaralath, good to see you, brother. Appreciate that, Demon Hunter Bear. Thank you, Andrea D. Let's go. Yes, sir. Yep, I appreciate that. And the gravy that you send to me and share, keep sending it to me. You can hit me up on IG, or I'm not on MeWe anymore, but IG or email me, Zaralath, 100% for sure. It's in the about of my email address, or my email address is in the about section of my YouTube page. Still in French Gothic here, page 83. We got about 20 more pages to go. Top A. Bear with me 1 second. I have to take a quick break. I'm going to keep this screen on, pause it, and I'll be back in about 30 seconds. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. And the music ended. How amateur of me. Okay, thanks again for being here, guys. We're looking through the art history book that I have, Illustrated Handbook of Art History, Architecture, and Sculpture. Bushwhacking History with Berserker Bear. The Scrupulous Berserker. Or we could say the Scrupulous Bushwhacker. Oh, wow, thank you very much, LVK. Crushing it. Super chat coming through. Thanks again. All right, back to the regularly scheduled gravy. Smooth tunes. French Gothic minor arts. I got some cabinets here for you, ladies, if you like these cabinets. Or vanities or whatever. But what's going on with F here above some trees? F is the Durham Cathedral. Pretty cool. You know, these square top cathedrals, I wonder if they had spires on them before. Even in the old world. Just looks like they're not complete. I don't know. H is the Canterbury Cathedral. Bottom left. And so is, oh no, I, right here, is the Wells Cathedral. Oh, what was that? That was still French Gothic. So now we're moving into English Gothic architecture. Again, Gothic is more ornate than Romanesque. A is the Wells Cathedral. Again, shout out to Wells Cathedral. Look at that. Look at the one in the background here in B, picture B. It's super cool. Actually, this one reminds me of the St. Paul downtown Buffalo. In B. B is the Canterbury again. Okay. C is the inside of Ely Cathedral. So C to the left is Ely Cathedral. And D, what's that's pretty cool. That's actually an instance where the flat top ones look pretty cool. D. Lincoln Cathedral. I think that looks pretty cool. Lincoln Cathedral. F is the interior of the Lincoln Cathedral. Look at that. Look at the lines. It looks like pinstriping on a suit almost. No. See, that tower almost looks like the Dark Tower from Lord of the Rings. And G is pretty cool. G is the Salisbury Cathedral. Not one of my favorite, but I digress. Okay, we got a pronunciation here. Canadummy says pronounce Eustache. Okay, I was saying Eustache, like Eustacy or Eustace. Yeah, I was pronouncing it as it was spelled. Thank you for that, Canadummy. Eustache. There is a French town in Manitoba called Saint Eustache. Gravy. Thanks for that, my friend. Sharp dressed cathedral. True that. LVK says, whatever the official narrative is for anything, I don't believe it. Not anymore. Historians can't be trusted to tell the truth. Certainly not all of them. You know, there's always exceptions, but yeah, we're beginning to understand that now more. And it's not like that we're standing up and making ourselves a target in direct opposition. I'll cite what Stelium 7 said a little ways back. It's not on us to prove the negatives in their stories. And that was very well put. So English Gothic still? Inside of York Minster. Looking at the nave for B. So top right, that's York Minster. That looks huge. Wow. C is York Minster outside. To your left right here. And D is Exeter Cathedral. There go the lines, those pinstripes. Where you at? Demon Hunter. Sharp Dress Cathedral. Well said. The bottom left here. Look at the bulk on that one. Chunky. Exeter, huh? This one right here to the left. Exeter Cathedral. So is this one right here. Exeter. Wow. And G is Gloucester Cathedral. Look at that. That's impressive. To the right, G. That's Gloucester. That just looks absolutely unbelievably massive. Wow. And this is Bushwhacking History with Berserker Bear. Going through my illustrated handbook of art history and sculpture. Here goes a cool page. What is going on here? That's hilarious. Gloucester. Okay, A is Gloucester. Yep. B, you got it, Sarah Laugh. Sugar Church, that's hilarious. Yes, they're scrupulous. I got you, bro. Thank you, brother. I think I've been doing good with it so far. Juggling 33 things here. How dare you? Yep, I got you, brother. LVK, thank you for showing up. Thank you very much for your support and your super chats. That was awesome. I really appreciate it. Very much so. Have a great time at work. Appreciate your support. Okay. What was C? C is Compton Wayne States. What is it? Compton Winyates. C is Compton. D is the, look at that. That's kind of weird. That's like a, I don't know how to explain that. Excuse me. Chapel of Henry, Westminster Abbey is what D is. Interesting look to that one. E looks like a castle. Well, let's go back to the drifting. This one will take a while. This tune might take us out. E does look like a castle, and that's Compton Winyates. Compton Castle. It's hilarious. German Gothic. We were still in the English Gothic, and now we're moving into German Gothic. Wow, look at this. A is the, wow, how am I going to pronounce that? Aix-la-Chapelle. Aachen-Chapelle Cathedral. Another Chapelle Cathedral. B, center screen right here, is the Church of St. Elizabeth. I think we all know what D is. Off the top of the dome. Guys, anyone? Man, we're getting blasted. If I accidentally... Love chat, 0 left. No. No. Hold on, I'm trying to hit these guys. Zara laughed. My bad. I'll fix that afterwards, buddy. But D is the Cologne Cathedral. Shout out again to Matt, Quantum of Conscious. Just thinks that it's an alien-looking thing sitting in that city over there. How do I unblock Zara laugh? I'm trying to get these. I'll take care of that afterwards, Zara. I got you, buddy. I accidentally hit yours, man. I'm trying to ping these spammers, so moving right along. E, look at that. That's like a house. That's like a big house cathedral. Frauenkirch, Nuremberg. So look at E, the Frauenkirch in Nuremberg. Now I urge you to look this stuff up on your own and follow up at your own convenience if you feel so inclined. And I'm just giving you the names of all these things and the proper designation for their architectural style. Excuse me. G is very impressive. Freiburg Cathedral, interior. So we got the Cologne. E is the Frauenkirch. It looks like the big house. In the interior on G, that's the Freiburg Cathedral. Facing the nave. I guess sort of they do a little bit. Cathode, you think of it. But like I said in the beginning, when I talk about the energy of the earth energy, I'm more so referring to ley lines and geomancy lines, maybe even, the feng shui of the landscape. And I presented that article in my Dragons episode. I detailed it in the beginning of this, so I'll recommend you to my Dragons episode and check out the notes because there's a lot of links in there. You can get a lot of information for just the notes I have underneath that video. Moving right along. Spanish Gothic. So we went from German Gothic. Now we're moving into Spanish Gothic. Page 90. Rounded third with this one, guys. Again, thank you very much for your support and your diligence. Keeping an eye on the chat. So A is Toledo Cathedral. So is B. And C is the footprint. So A, B, and C are all the same cathedral. Not very tall, but you still got ornate because you got Gothic, you know? Just real ornate, blocky, chunky, I call it. Dark, almost foreboding, impending even. Gaudy, one might say. Dare I say. Now D goes back to Burgos Cathedral. Okay. D is a Burgos Cathedral. Looks almost similar to Cologne a little bit. Maybe not as big, not as dark. E. So this star splash is on that Burgos Cathedral. And what's going on here? What's going on with F? Almost looks like Big Ben to the right of screen here. F. What is that? F is the Giralda Seville. Very impressive. Thank you, Elvi. Thank you so very much. I can't do it from my phone here. Thank you. Zaralath, you're back in, brother. That was seriously an accident. So again, I appreciate the mods being diligent. And if you comment again, Zaralath, I'll mod you. Oh man. So G is the Seville Cathedral. These are just huge. Look at all the angles, and the scale just is impressive. And H is two windows of the University of Salamanca. I mean, you know, thanks, but no thanks. Not showing me much there. Moorish, here we go. Shout out Michelle Gibson. She's always on that Moorish history. And these the pillars, the Moorish pillars are and arches are very interesting. So A and B is the Cordova Mosque. Look at that. That's like the Moorish version of Lord of the Rings. Durin's Court, or Durin's Hall, I think it's called, with all the pillars. Again, where they meet the Balrog for the first time. C and D look like maybe the same place, maybe. Yep, Alhambra, Granada, C and D. Again, this is Moorish architecture. E is the Alhambra inside. Stucco detail. And F is another portion of the Alhambra Granada, Hall of Two Sisters. And look, it almost looks like that's sticking out of the wall a little bit. There goes Moorish architecture for you. Here goes Italian Gothic. A is San Francesco and Assisi, and so is B, San Francisco and Assisi. So a little bit plain on the outside. It necessarily doesn't even look too much Gothic, but the inside does. Ornate. Again, remember, Gothic is more ornate than Romanesque. In a very general definition. C is the San Francisco inside. Look at that. That's impressive. And what we got going on here for D? D looks like it's got some facading play to it. Siena Cathedral. E is also the Siena Cathedral. F is the interior of Siena. G's different. G, we have Orvieto Cathedral. Bottom right. Mick, welcome. Mick says Moorish architecture. We have to exchange emails. I have so many pictures. Yeah, my email, please. Feel free. Of course. I'd be humbled, honored to help anybody out. That's what I'm here for. Like I said, if I don't get back right away immediately, I will eventually, for sure. So just bear with me and be patient because I get a lot of communication back and forth, a lot of different medias. So, Mick, thank you. Welcome. And of course, you can find my email address in the About section of my YouTube page. LVK, take care. Have a great time at work. So we're still in Italian Gothic now. Top left, A, is the Orvieto Cathedral interior. Wow, B looks huge. B is the Florence Cathedral in Campanelli. Look at that. That's big. Got another cross footprint. And D is the interior of Florence. Middle right here, top right. And E, Santa Maria Novella, Florence. Pretty sprawling. Not too ornate, but sprawling, massive. Almost got Moorish arches here, maybe a little bit. Maybe not Moorish, but well, I digress. F is the interior of Santa Maria Novella, Florence. Moving along, still in the Italian Gothic. You know, when I think of the Italian Gothic and you see pillars like this, automatically, or towers, I think of Bologna, Italy. That's one of the most impressive places on the face of this realm. So A is the Palazzo Vecchio in Florence. B is the Palazzo Pubblico in Siena. And C is the Palazzo Loredan. A lot of palazzos. Oh, Gumbari. But yeah, these towers, impressive. Impressive. And I'd recommend looking into the towers of Bologna. What was going on there? Look at the ornate nature of these. D and E. D is the Palazzo Cadoro in Venice. Oh, wow. This D right here is in Venice. There you go. Yeah. Got the little Venetian boat here. Didn't even see that initially. And E is Palazzo Cadoro as well. Love the Italian names, you know. Check those ones out at your leisure. Moving right along. All right, page 95 out of 101. We're at the Italian Gothic still. Top left, A, Palazzo Passini in Venice. And B is the Ducal Palace in Venice. And C is also the Ducal Palace. Let's check them out. So you can see the water here. Oh, that's nuts how the water does go right up to the staircases in Venice. Anybody been to Venice? Actually, Nick, I'm not Italian. How dare you? But no, I appreciate. My wife is Italian. My wife is Italian, Polish. I'm German, Norwegian, Irish, and English. But I appreciate that, and that's funny. I do like watching Sopranos a lot while I'm working. Clips of Sopranos all the time. Yeah, Michael Joshua. Perfect, right? The Tower of Orthanc, exactly. With Saruman and the Palantir. Great call there, for sure. Yep, exactly. What? German, Norwegian, Irish, and English. Yes, sir. But a bunch of my buddies are Italian. Shout out to Matadoro, Sicily. Little small town in Sicily where my buddies were born in. All right, moving right along. What's going on here? Got those top three. D is the Porta della Carta. Porta della Carta. Interesting. E looks like it's an outside shot during nighttime mist or something. Not a lot of detail, but Milan Cathedral. Sorry, there's no detail, much detail on that, but you can see how intricate it is. Wow. Just like G. Obviously, the Milan Cathedral is just absolutely impressive. You guys are familiar, I'm sure. This is weird. Here, and then out of nowhere, it's kind of like what's out of place here. I don't know, a Gothic wood carving. Beautiful and stuff, but it's like what doesn't fit. Still in Gothic. Well, here's sculpture. This kind of reminds me of the Basilica in Buffalo, in Lackawanna. I've done that with Father Baker. I'd recommend that. One of my older videos. Still a really good in-depth deep dive on Father Baker and that whole trope about getting sent to Father Baker's if you're a bad kid here in Buffalo. I detail that whole, the nexus of that. Well, what is the nexus of that, I should say, in my Father Baker Basilica video from back in the day. Check that out. I say it's got similar inside architectural features, twisted columns and stuff like this. Still in the Italian Gothic sculpture now. And this is probably the last page, I believe, actually. Oh, no, it is not. That was the Gothic sculpture, Italiano. This is Italian Renaissance architecture. Page 98. Pretty sure we got 101. Got him. All right. A, top left, is the Loggia of the Foundlings Hospital. Interesting. It almost sounds like orphans. And I just mentioned Father Baker. Anybody know what Foundlings are? And B, what's B? Top right. B is the Pazzi Chapelle, Florence facade. Pazzi Chapelle, B. Interesting. HMC says there used to be a lot of mosques in Tulsa. They were bombed in the 1921 race riot. Interesting. A lot of architecture is covered up by war. A lot of things are hidden and destroyed. C is the Pazzi Chapel in Florence, all the way to the left. Center screen here, D, is also the Pazzi Chapel. And E is Santo Spirito in Florence, all the way to the right over here. F is a San Lorenzo on the left right here, and on the right is the Medici Riccardi Palace, 1444. Interesting. Well, that's pretty big, but it looks like an office building, sort of. I agree, Mr. Brees. Indeed. Italian Renaissance. I got office building. Here we go. Look at top left. A. Stasi Palace. Stasi. In 1489. Wow. Look at that. It looks like an office building. B is the Stasi Palace. C, Stasi. Stasi. I keep on saying Stasi. It's almost like I'm saying it's kind of Russian CIA or something. What's this, a dragon? Oh boy. What is D? Stasi Palace, Florence, Iron Ring, and Torch Holder. Okay, sort of looks like a little bit of a... Yeah, it does look like a dragon, for real, with a human head. What's going on there? What is going on there? Okay, E, top right. Strozzi Palace, Florence. F is the Strozzi. Oh, I'm saying Stasi. It's Strozzi. Pardon me. G is the Gondi Palace in Florence. And H is a pillar from Corinthian pillar from there. Column. Corinthian pillar column. Italian Renaissance still with the office buildings. Well, the Gumbadi is the inventor of the office building. A is Quartazzi Palace. I said that correctly. Quartazzi. B is the Rusali Palace. This is pretty cool. What's going on here? What's this? Got a dome, got a tower. What is C? Sant'Andrea Mantua. Architect Alberti. And D is the interior. So D is the interior of this piece right here. D is the interior of C. And that's the Sant'Andrea Mantua. E over here doesn't look too spectacular. San Francesco Rimini. F is Santa Maria Novella. Looks like we got a little bit of... that pillar looks like it's a little... Or if it's that's just the texture of it. Corrosion, maybe? These cracks? I don't know. Then you got some doorways. Pitti Palace and Palazzo Vecchio. These names are cracking me up right now. All right, we'll go one more round because I'm going to tail out with a... we're going to tail out with Berserker Mario. Because in the next couple of days, we're going to be doing a gamer video. History of games, game consoles, truth drops in them. Stay tuned for that, guys. So we're in Italian Renaissance. Here goes Italian Renaissance architecture. A is the Church of San Satiro. Church of San Satiro looks pretty chunky. Not really too Gothic. They're just Italian. We're in Italian Renaissance, so notice how it's not as gaudy when you say Gothic. What's that? C, Rotunda. Santa Maria del Grazi in Milan. That boy right here is in Milan. Santa Matala. Santa Maria. Pardon me. Again with the office buildings. I mean, this looks like almost like in the Wild West. E. Massimi Palace. Okay. Interesting. F is pretty cool. The Tempietto, San Pietro in Monteoro, Rome. Very cool. And G is the Farnese Palace in Rome. So A is the 18th century view of the Piazza of St. Peter's in Rome. Top left, A. All you mud flutters, what's going on here? I know it's a drawing or whatever, but when I say you mud flutters, I mean it in jest. Professionally busting chops here, because I was, I'm in that boat too. So I'm making fun of myself here. Let's keep it above board. We're all professional. Always got to be able to bust some chops. What's B, though? What's going on? B is St. Peter's. The facade. C, St. Peter's Rome. Look at the size, guys. D looks like a picture. I digress. Detail of the C, the crossing. Baldacchino. That's what D is. Detail of the crossing. Okay. Looks pretty big. Hard to tell scale, though. E is a model of St. Peter's. Okay, look at that. You can't tell it's a model. Look at that. F, Dome of St. Peter's. And G is the cupola. Detail of F finished by Giacomo della Porta. All the way to the right. Still in Italian Renaissance. I thought there was only 101 pages. A, top left, is the Senator's Palace. Oh, okay. I mean, that's not too much compared to what we were looking at. And B is the Villa Madama. Right here, Villa Madama. Still Italian Renaissance architecture. You know those three names. What's going on with C here? C is the Via Rotondo near Vincenza, engraving from Palladio's 4 books of architecture. D, plan of C. Okay, so this right here, D, is the plan of this. Interesting. E, Villa Rotondo today. All right, there you go. We got it today. Wonder if it's still there today. Anyone know? Slick Firmament. Yo, good to see you, man. Thanks for showing up. Shout out to this. You got one of the dopest usernames out there. Love it. Thanks for showing up, man. Italian Renaissance. Still in the Italian Renaissance here. A is the Basilica of Vincenza. B's pretty cool. B is the San Giorgio Maggiore in Venice. San Giorgio Maggiore. Look at that. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool dome right there. C. Logetta of the Campanella Piazza of St. Mark's, Venice. What's this thing? D's pretty cool. Civil Hospital of St. Mark in Venice. This is the Civil Hospital here. And then we got E is the Santa Maria dei Miracoli in Venice. F is the Library of St. Mark's. Looks like it's got a tower out back. And G is the Grand Staircase Court of the Ducal Palace in Venice. Finished in 1550. Oh, we got a dude up there for scale. Little homie chilling halfway up. Okay. Looks like a possible Dutch East India chap. Oh boy. Andrea D says, what type of hospital is the question? Good one. Italian Renaissance still. Top left is A, Court of the Ducal Palace in Venice. Top right, B, is the Coroner Palace on the Grand Canal. How fitting is that? We got canal gravy coming up. I previewed that a little bit in the beginning. C is the Grimani Palace. That's an interesting name. Grimani Palace right here on your left. Looks similar to D, but D is the Pizarro Palace. Okay. Similar looking buildings, just very interesting. And then E is the Scuola di San Rocco. Scuola di San Rocco in Venice. F, it looks like we got a patio out back of the Vendramin Palace. F. Again, I said we're rounding third. I thought we only had 100 pictures, 100 pages. We got more. Man, that's it actually. So we're still in Italian Renaissance, and this is going to be coming up to the end of it now. So this is going to be tailing off. I think this is the last page. So A is Santa Maria della Salute in Venice. Look at that. That is pretty cool. The stairs and the old blocky blocks. Look at the old blocky blocks. B is the Church of the Gesù in Rome. That's pretty big. You got some scale there. The Church of the Gesù. And then C's pretty cool. C is the Santa Maria della Pace. Santa Maria della Pace, right a screen here. Slick Firmament, man. You going hard, my man. I appreciate it. Thanks for the love. And thanks for showing up. Margaret Walter, thank you. Welcome. Says home of Saint Ambrosia. There you go. Thanks again for being here and for the support. This one's a little bit more slow moving, but there's a lot of information that was shared within. A lot. D is San Giovanni in Laterano, Rome. D, San Giovanni. E is the Paolo Fountain. Shout out to Paolo, PT Ripa. I know you appreciate this one. E right here, right of screen, top right, is the Paolo Fountain. Rome, 1611. Wow. It's got a huge frieze on it. Frieze. That's pretty cool. These look like bells. No, those might be those are fountains. Are they fountains? They look like fountains. What do you guys think? Oh, this guy's really starting to bother me. Appreciate the mods being on top of that. Are these bells or is that water? I'm not sure. On E. Paolo Fountain. Oh, yeah, there it's fountain, obviously. What am I saying? Bells. They're fountains, obviously. Very cool. And then F is the Trevi Fountain in Rome. And G, last but not least, here is the Via Medici. That's pretty cool. It looks old, actually. What's going on here? All right. So, wow. That was it, y'all. I'll keep this one up there. From the old Mesopotamian art to Italian Renaissance. That was the litany of... Let me come back here. Show my mug. That was the litany of this book right here. Again, it was slow moving, and if it was it didn't have a great flow. I apologize. All I wanted to do was showcase it for you. I've been meaning to do it ever since I started my channel. And my channel isn't made possible without you guys and the love and the support and everything that you share with me. So I recommend listening to the beginning of this one because I did preview my next coming couple episodes. I'm going to be doing a report in on what I did here with my Go Dog Robbie in Holly, New York, as well as Pittsford, New York. No, I'm not in Middle Earth here. Or we're not in Middle Earth. We're in Pittsford, New York. Also, I'm going to be doing a gaming episode just to get away from a little bit of the research, showcasing old games that I have. Games that I've had, consoles that I've had, truth drops in games, and I'm going to have a special guest on for that one. So I got a lot more work to do, guys. And again, I really appreciate all the love and support. So that was this book for you. An illustrated handbook of art history by Frank Roos. And we went through copyright. We read the preface, the preface right here. And this is what we went through. From prehistoric art to Egyptian to Mesopotamian, all the way through Greek, Roman, early Christian, Byzantine, Renaissance, Gothic, all the way up through to the Italian stuff. And I didn't get to any of this. We just focused on the architecture. You know, I'm not going to repeat myself. So without any further ado, I think I'm going to tail this one out. I'll come in and say hello to people in the chat. Hey, Isabella. Welcome. Good to see you. Thanks for all the support. You're a longtime watcher. I recognize for sure. Thanks for coming in. And thanks for your feedback. HMC, thank you. Appreciate that. Andrea, as always, thank you. Thanks again. Kara K, thanks for the super chats. That was awesome. Really. Yo, Barley Ma Bear, Slow Mo Moon Buggy. My man, I appreciate it. Thanks for that. That really means a lot to me, especially coming in from the bear community. So without any further ado, we're going to tail us out with some Berserker Mario because I'm in a good mood today. It'll be kind Mario. Where we go? Bear with me. Berserker Mario. Kindness. Okay, so this is going to be the end of the show. I'm going to tail out with Berserker Mario because it's going to be a good lead in for my next gaming video. Stay tuned for that. It'll be the gaming video will be after my chat with Robbie Radbear and reporting back on the Middle Earth and Pittsburgh, New York, and stuff like that. But with the gaming, you know how I do. Berserker Mario, the great clip, and we're going to show it. After this clip, show's over. Thanks again. God bless. Keep it sleuthing. You were watching Bushwhacking History with Berserker Bear, the scrupulous bushwhacker. All right, here we go. Thanks again, y'all. Much love, and God bless. What a rookie move. Here we go. Here's Berserker Mario with kindness. Enjoy. After this, it's over.
Ah! Oh my gosh! Oh, thanks for chopping down that overgrown vine, Mario. It was really messing with the feng shui.
Thank you, Mario, but our princess is in another...
Cool! I'm so big now!
Superstar! Okay, this is just what I need to complete my cosplay outfit. Whoa! How can I ever thank you? How about this egg?
I've got a good feeling here.
I like that sound, brother! Gosh, this sure will come in handy at the construction site.
Oh, he's so cute! I'm gonna name you Buttons.
Here, take my cloud. It'll help you continue to make the world a better place.
Thanks again for the wings!
We need to get out of here. Stop the car. I said get in the damn car. We need to get Mario a thank you card for all the nice stuff he's been doing.